And let's just get our energy recharge. We can also grab our missile or recharge before we head out as well. Honestly, these are the last two recharges before the end game. Thankfully, the screw attack makes all travel safely, even safer for us, since the screw attack takes out every enemy in one hit, except Metroids, obviously. I mean, if you had your main enemy taken out with one shot of the screw attack, that would be a bit ridiculous. So, the only thing we have to really do is head back to the entrance of Area 6. Then move on to Area 7. And yes, we have every missile and energy tank in the game. And we have to be very careful. As I said before, we only have one location to recharge both of those. More in the game. Technically two if you count the ship, since obviously we'll return to our ship. But the big problem comes from the fact that, well, what about before then? And I just had to adjust quickly. Since I do have a map to help me try and keep on track. I want to make sure that I'm not wasting any time here. And that's mostly because I don't think anybody would enjoy a waste of time. I think I accidentally went too far. Yeah, I was supposed to go this way. I'm very confused right now. Going this way. Good. Yeah, no, I accidentally started going backwards to Area 6 again. We're in Area 7 now. So every bit of energy counts here, because Areas 7 and 8 have no energy recharges. We need to be very careful where we step. Especially since the nearest enemy to recharge health from is actually not too close. Now, anybody wondering, Area 7 has no Metroids in it. And yeah, double checking, we only need one Metroid to continue on. It's not too weird that we only need one. Just we haven't had a situation like that in a bit. And when we did, it was to get us through some smaller areas. Okay, since we're topped up on energy, I can keep moving forward. So, what do we do about Area 7? Well, we've actually nearly entered the area where we have to go. If we continued going left, we'd find the area that requires us to defeat Metroids to move on. That's where the Death Goo is. Switch to calling it Death Goo. How wonderful. So, we have a split path. Going right leads us to, if I remember, a massive patch of Death Goo. So we're going to have to go left. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, and we can go right, but I know we need to enter the main room of Area 8 from the left first. Or at least that's kind of the only way the game allows you to enter it. So, we have Death Goo here. Sad thing that we lost some health. But, hey, moving through here, readying my missiles, we have a shell. We also have a pre-hatch alpha. So, yeah. If I'm correct, that was the last alpha of the game. But now we have an interesting dilemma. We've just completely defeated another Metroid. Heading to the right, this would have been filled with Death Goo. And we need to re-enter that room. And you'll see why soon enough. Going back over here, this is the room I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have been able to enter without defeating that Alpha Metroid. I know where I said, but this is for if we want to enter it from this side. But now we're locked in. Yeah, Death Goo. Plus, we saw that at our husk. We need one more Metroid to get out of here. And lower the Death Goo even further. Now, I'm unsure if you can just Varga Suit tank your way through all of what's left, but I'd rather not sequence break like that. I'd rather sequence break the fun way of finding a better way to get back to this room. And then fighting what's meant to be here. So, that's a Zeta. It's become an Omega. Omegas have a simple rule. They require 40 missiles to defeat. And after shooting fireballs, they charge at you. If you screw attack into them, they'll also begin charging at you. If you shoot them in the back, however, they'll take triple damage. But they'll also have a much longer window of invincibility. You just gotta find a nice flat patch and wait for it to back off of you. Much like a Halo Elite, you got front back. Now, if anybody wants to do the math, sorry, I've already done it for you. It takes approximately, at your best, a whopping 14 missiles to defeat an Omega Metroid. 13 of which going to the back, and any one that you fire going into the face. I got good at fighting Omega Metroids in the original recording. I was awful. I took almost all of my health just to defeat them. But now with that one gone, we can properly progress. Yeah, we're at the end stage of the game now. The remaining Metroids are Omegas, except for one. But that's special. Anybody who's watched Aliens 2 should know what's coming up. And you know what I said about there being no missile or health recharges? Yeah, that's true for the next area, still. So, we went through areas 8 and 7. Area 9... Well... Area 9 is where we fight 3 Omegas back-to-back, with very few recharge stations. To get to one, essentially, recharge area... You know, enemies we can fight to recharge our materials. And just supplies. We have to fight an Omega. I mean, we don't need to fight the Omega. It's just that's one way of getting to those health replenishing enemies. And one missile replenisher. So, we gotta be careful with our health. And when I say that, glowflies also drop health. It's not big health, but it's enough that if you want to really recharge, like you really need it, then you can just take them out. Especially with the screw attack, making it easier. So I'm just going to passively get some health back. Ow. Ow. And then lose a good portion of it. I like how they handle glowflies in the remake. Their design looked nice, and also, instead of this jumping from a wall to another wall, they just crawled along it. Plus, you only found them late into the game. So, welcome to Area 9. This is our only solace, a solitary save point in darkness. Heading up, we can find ourselves at a bit of a split path. Not really, though. And actually, I was completely wrong. I just looked at things wrong and forgot. The main path we can head is to the right, and I thought there was an earlier spot we could head right and fight an Omega Metroid from the get-go. No, that's the end of a corridor. Thank goodness, though. But we will be heading off to fight our first Omega Metroid fight. And here we have water with spikes at the bottom. So yeah, don't fall into the water. It's much kinder than death fluid. But you'd rather not. Thankfully, each of the arenas for the Omega Metroids in this section are pretty much the exact same. So, here's one. So, just be prepared to dodge this one. Oh, you front back. Okay, that was actually a good performance I put on. Oh, that was bad. Anytime you're caught, you just need to move and don't ever press jump. If you're being attacked by an Omega Metroid. Oh. Oh. I touched the ground. I somehow recovered there. You want to keep the screw attack small here as well. Oh. Also, don't worry about wasting missiles during an Omega Metroid fight, since again, you have enemies nearby who will drop missiles for you. And you don't have to worry about smacking your head on the ceiling. Unlike Metroid 1, where that seemed to stop your screw attack, in this, you can just keep space jumping. And I'm going to say it's mostly because you can just keep space jumping. So now, we head down and to the right. We have another room like this. Then we have a way to go. Whoops. I accidentally dropped down to the wrong spot. This is where the death fluid is. So yeah. You're going to see very quickly if you figure out the screen lengths. How messed up that is. If we go up, we have a save spot. No need to head up there. We want to head to the right, though, where we get motos for health, and... Come on. I know there are more. Yes, there we go. A remolkin for missiles. So if you don't mind grinding, you can get your missiles topped up, and you can get your energy back. I'm going to handle this for energy right now, so... That's mostly because I feel like I need the extra energy. It would also help if I had defeated the Remolkin without taking damage from it. Now, the motos are a bit, on the stingy side when it comes to giving you health. But honestly, that's why there are so many of them. And thankfully they give out big health, so that's nice. And you can just head in and out of there to recharge. So when I originally went into this segment, on the first recording attempt of Metroid 2 as a whole, I had enough missiles to take out 2 worst case scenario Omega Metroids. Yeah, having to defeat 3, that would require me to be absolutely perfect. I had no faith in myself, and anybody who saw what happened with Area 3 for this recording knows exactly what I mean when I have to be perfect. Not that perfect, but perfect enough that I had to get every missile fired into the back except for one, which needed to go to the face. And I only had the ability to miss maybe 2 shots.